This
You?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I love you and just put on the fly. Summer solstice is a time to honor the sun and the warmth and all the stuff that's growing. Oh, and
And
we're live,
ours
so
is.
I'm rambling about
Hello, everybody.
hello everybody. Let me share this out. Let me see. Sacred Dragon. Everybody share out. That's what we're doing right now. I'm just waiting for the video to show up on my page so I can share out. Otherwise I can't. Oh, here we are. Uh-oh, how do I... There we go. There we go. If everybody could share out, then we can have more people and get the show on the road. I'm sharing out right now. Let's see. We'll see if we'll get some people to join us.
Okay, yep, I'm shared out, so let's see here. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, yep, I'm shared out, so oops, there's echo. Bad echo. Okay, got it. Did we freeze? Because did Sarah freeze? Because I can't. Because her face is frozen on my screen.
That's because I wasn't on my screen for a long time, and that's
Oh,
what
okay. There you
happened.
go. There you are.
Rebecca, you shared the StreamYard link in Erotic Revolutions, not the link to the live video, so I went and shared the right one.
Oh, come on. I did it everywhere. Oh my God.
No, you got to go back and change them. I just put the right one in Erotic Revolutions, but I don't know where else you shared it. So, Melody, if you get lots of people coming on StreamYard, just deny them.
Oh my God.
Did she share out the link to get on StreamYard?
Yes.
Yeah, by accident.
Wonderful. And
I'm
what do you mean Erotic
sorry.
Revolution?
I thought I was helping.
Well, you were. Here, I'll go
Just
to
the wrong one. Oh, that's funny. That's fucking hilarious.
It is kind of funny. So, how's everybody else's day going?
Hey, Crowing Dragon, Alex,
Crazy.
Annette.
Oh my Lord.
All right, let's see. Do we have people here yet? Oh, we do. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, I know you. You're from Jules Group.
Hi,
Okay.
everyone.
The Aquarian Dragon. Days, fun writing.
That would be the Chinese addicted to sushi, Alexander. He's addicted to sushi.
Yeah,
I think he has a
I
really bad habit.
recognize the name. Let's see if y'all could share out, and we'll wait a minute for people to get here. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about, go ahead and let us know, and we shall chat about it. Otherwise, you'll just get to listen to us babble pretty much about nothing, because that's what we're good at. Just wanted to share. I don't think I shared to my page, did I? Oh, yes, I did. I was making sure I shared to my own page.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes, hopefully everybody is doing well. Let's see if I can send this to a few more people that might want to come and watch. Let's see.
Books today. Books. What's a good book that you've read?
You wanted to know what a good book was, Rebecca?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Is that not what you said? I guess it depends on what topic you want. There's lots of good books.
Hi, Nat. Yes, there is. That's why I asked.
Well, what subject do you want the book to be on?
Any.
DJ Conway writes a lot of books about dragon magic. She's also written some on fairies. The Kabbalah is a good book that's written by the three initiates. That's all about hermetic principles and laws of the universe. I hate being put on the spot. Trying to think of some other books. I'm trying to think of some other books that I read.
I do like a lot of Shakespeare, but only because I relate to it and I was sort of brought up being able to understand what he meant. So for me, one of my favorites is Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, I like a lot of Shakespeare too. If you're into the Norse, I can't speak today apparently. If you're into the Norse religion and culture, a good book on that is Norse Magic and Astrea. The Laws of Spirit's a good book if you're into spiritual development. Beyond the North Winds is another book that's real good for anything that in the Norse tradition. It talks about a lot of the fairy tales and stuff in it, but also it talks about the history from a very historic viewpoint. Hi, Liana.
Nice. Hey, Liana. Hey, Elizabeth.
I'm trying to think of some other books that I've read that were good.
Aquarian Dragon. Alexander.
If you're into psychology, Dark Psychology is a good book. Talks about manipulation tactics that are used so you can avoid them.
Or how to use
The Art of War is one of my favorite books.
Yes.
Oh, you're home tonight, Liana. Good to hear.
Brilliant.
Yes. But we're going to do some readings tonight and maybe chat for a little while. We'll see how many people we get on here. Sometimes it takes a little while for the pages to register and send a notification that we're live. I don't know why, but it used to be a lot quicker than it is now.
Sarah, I had a lot of sci-fi and a lot of fantasy sort of fiction that influenced my growing up. So I had books such as The Hobbit, The Call of the Wild, by Jack London, which I find a brilliant book because it's from the wolf's perspective.
Yeah, I like, you know what, one of my favorite books growing up was, that is, I don't like to read a lot of fiction books, but one book that was fiction that I read was Beowulf. And that was actually one of my favorite books until I read The Opposite Opposing View. There's a variant of it out, which is called Grendel, which is the entire story written from the monster's perspective.
Oh, wow.
And that's kind of cool. I really like that.
Yeah. See, and they're the things that I like. I like when you get a perspective that's a little bit different from the narrative that is usually written.
Yeah, that's what I like
My
too.
next-
I like it because they did a rendition. I had to read it in high school. Another book that I really, really liked reading was The Scarlet Letter. I don't know if you've read that one or not.
Is that the one where she had to be publicly the A?
Yeah.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Huh?
Yes, because they said that she committed adultery, so she had to wear the A. But she
Yeah,
had a
that's
child
right.
out of wedlock.
Yes.
But she chose to keep the child, and she was imprisoned for a long time until she had the child, almost 9 months, over 9 months, because the child was already born when she was released from prison. But she made a life for herself despite having to be publicly humiliated. And that's what I liked about the book, because it teaches you, no matter what struggles you have to do, you can make the best of it. And that's what she did. She was known, I don't know if you remember the book, but she was known for doing beautiful embroidery, the best of all around. So everybody would go to her for embroidery. So she did remarkably well for herself as a single woman in a time frame that really wasn't suited for them.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
she was able to overcome a lot. And it really, to me, it showed a lot of strength, because she could have very easily taken her child and moved to another town.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And she chose to stay despite the hardship that she would have there. So it was just kind of interesting. Oh, my husband is here. Hi, Shane.
We would say that in Australia is grit. When you've got grit.
Oh, is that what they call it there? I never heard that term.
Yep. It means you've got enough staying power that you don't give a shit. You got grit.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she did. And she raised her daughter very well. That was one of my favorite books growing up. Another one that was really one of my favorite books, but it was so sad I couldn't read it very often, was called Statical and the Thousand Paper Cranes. It was a book that was written about a little girl. It was after the bombing in Japan, and she developed cancer as a result of it. And there's a myth in Japan that if you fold and you make 1,000 paper cranes, you will get one wish to come true. And her wish was to be better. So she tried to make 1,000 paper cranes, and she ended up passing away before she made them. But they made a monument for her because it's a true story. And people still to this day put paper cranes on that monument. But the hospital staff that she was in and her friends finished making the remaining paper cranes.
I remember that book. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
was
do
so
too.
sad. I always make my kids read it, like when they're about sixth, seventh grade. But it's so sad, and they always cry. So I'm like, eh.
When I was a kid,
found the
I read
same
Number the Stars. That was sad.
Yeah, I like that.
I remember the Diary of Anne Frank too was a bit confronting as a kid too.
Yeah, I like the Diary of the Anne Frank too. Right now, my 12-year-old is reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Well, if you
one of the
didn't
best books I
know,
ever read. One of the best books I ever read when I was 13 was Go Ask Alice. Hey May, have you read
I
Go
don't
Ask
think I
Alice?
ever
It's
watched
actually
that one. Well, one of the interesting things about the about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is it's all about a submarine. Well, the gentleman that wrote the book
Jules
he
Verne.
wrote it before. He wrote it 10 years before the submarines were even in existence. They didn't even have the plans for them. So he couldn't have known that there was going to be submarines, and he couldn't have known some of the animals that they would find once they found submarines, but he described them in his book so well, and he named his submarine the Nautilus. So when the Navy came up and made submarines, they actually had a lot of respect for this gentleman. So what they did was they named the first submarine the Nautilus. Interesting little tidbit. Hi, Cookie.
I like
I
that.
like
I like that
Jules
movie
Verne.
too. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
maybe
like
unless you
Jules
have to
Verne,
go ask
H.G.
Alice.
Wells, Journey to the Center of the Earth. I sort of grew up on those sort of books. They were staples. Treasure Island. You know, as a kid growing up reading
Pippi Longstocking
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I
well,
Super
remember
even
Fudge
the Wizard of Oz. Even the Wizard
and
of
Super
Oz, yeah.
Fudge and Charlotte's Web and well, I started getting into Dean Koontz books like right before junior high. I read a lot of his books when I was a kid.
Wow, nice. I like Rico reading.
Liana
He's
said
pretty
she
cool
read the
too.
book in high. She read "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee" in high school, and she cried.
Yep, I bet.
Alexander said he's made 1,000 paper cranes for a friend once. It's fun. That's interesting. 1,000 paper cranes. That must have taken a real long time to make.
I'm
Hey, Cookie.
I wish I was interested in reading. They seem fun. I really like reading. Now I don't read a whole lot of fiction. I read purely documentaries and religious text and stuff along that lines. I don't. It's not that I don't like reading. I just don't really have time to read a lot of things for fictional purposes for fun. I I like reading my history books and stuff. They're fun, but I don't have time to read the ones that are not necessarily true.
But Sarah, people evolve too, and tastes change. And growing up, you know that these are fiction, but when you find certain things in books that relate to something that could potentially lead you to a history lesson, I think that's what's really, really good about sci-fi and about fantasy is that you just said it yourself. I mean, he had the idea that submarines were there way before they were invented. So
Yeah,
he's
he
picked,
did.
he's that's right. So he picked an idea and created something over a facet where someone could come up with this. So the
Yeah, and
inspiration is written all over, and that's why I like sci-fi and fantasy because it can lead you down a path where you want to know the history of something particular that's in that sci-fi, like saying a flying ship or using magnetics or whatever. It will take you down a path. Even flying itself, you know, kids want to be inspired by flying, being an astronaut, and they find it in these books. And I think that's a wonderful thing. But I think as we grow, our tastes change. Things aren't so fantasy anymore because you don't
yeah,
live,
that's where I'm at.
yeah, and you don't necessarily live the dream that you potentially had in your head. You're doing the mundane job. And so depending on what you're doing, see, you might love your job and absolutely adore it. And this is why you can go down in the history books and you can read it and you can absorb it and you can
And
appreciate
that's
it. And then,
Yep, and that's what I do. I really
that's
do.
right.
I love the history books. They have so much meaning to me.
Yeah, that's right. And there other people will find so much more meaning in going over their fantasy book over and over and over to discover more new things that could potentially inspire them. So it really does depend on your upbringing and how much influence they had on you and making a direction for where you want to go. And it said, you know, you might have picked up a book as a kid that was, like you said, a Norse magic book, and then boom, that was it for you. You wanted to know anything and everything in the in-betweens and the outs about that particular topic, and you do. And I think it's a credit to creative writers everywhere that you can inspire such a generation and a generation of change that I think we need more people of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Annette says, "Where the red fern grows." My grandsons are reading it now. I remember reading that book too. And Liana says, "Oh yeah, my reading has changed as I got older. I read more info books like herbal
Yeah.
nutrition and wild crafting. I read a lot of those books too." Elizabeth says sci-fi gives people the different perceptions of the world and actual problems, in my opinion. I think it really can. I just
It
I've never really
depends.
been into really sci-fi. Even like sci-fi movies, I'd much rather like watch the History Channel. I know I'm a little dry.
But that also depends. You can actually take that and say, oh, I think it causes problems, but does it? Do you only see it as a problem where other people wouldn't? And what you consider a problem, someone else would say that that's a solution.
Oh,
So,
I think he's talking about it helps you to find like problems that are in the world, like in real life, and connect them and fix them. I think that's
well,
what she's trying to
hopefully,
say.
yeah, hopefully, because there's always a negative and a positive to everything. I mean, people can take sci-fi and be in a different type of world and think that that is their reality. Um, that again, I mean, to us, that doesn't seem like a normal state of mind, but to them, it is. So we have to be
Yeah,
really, really careful. But yes, books, music, I mean, all these things that influence us, such as a state of propaganda, of course, they're all going to have an influence on how we grow and how we act and what we do. Our environment is a huge, huge factor on what we do as an adult and how we navigate this world to become an adult. But I think we're at a state in our lives, everyone in this world at the moment, where we're having to be really, really conscious of our decisions and making sure that they're our decisions and that we're not being influenced by the parent, by society, and by everything else. And I think we're coming at that. That's where it's clashing at the moment, is that all these people have this perception of what life should be, and it's just not that way. Life should be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not harming anybody else.
yeah, I think you think you're right there quite a lot. I think probably the books that touched me most when I was younger, I used to read the Little House on the Prairie books, and that's pretty much my life.
Yeah, like, and I think,
Little
yeah,
Flowerland.
it has its negative and beautiful positive connotations, and I think that's with everything. Polarity in the world, you're going to need the positive and the negative. You can't see the light without the dark, and you can't see the dark without the light. So,
I
it's a
just
balance that we
remember
have to come to.
I used to remember when I was reading Little House on the Prairie when I was little, there was like a problem in like every day of their life. And I'm like, how the heck can these people have so many problems? But they always
Yeah,
resolve them. But they always resolve them. Well, in my own life, I see a lot of similarities of that. I mean, we have animals, we grow things, we just do a lot. And it's like every day we have these little minor problems that most people wouldn't think second about, but
yeah.
they're big problems to us sometimes. Like all my rabbits got out of their cage the other day, so it just reminded me very much of that. And my rabbits got out of my cage because my kids weren't. They love their rabbits, so they went in and played with them, and they forgot to latch the gate properly, so the rabbits were able to get out. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. So we had to go around and we're catching all these rabbits, and it took a little bit of time, but we got them all.
As it would. Yeah. It's just going on 3 o'clock here, guys. So I'm just picking up
Uh,
the kids, just so you know.
too
Okay.
too bad you didn't have a turtle. That would have been cool.
A turtle? I want to get a turtle. I used to
Yeah,
do
when
reptile
the rabbits were
rescue.
loose, you could have had a race.
I used to do reptile rescue when I lived in Florida. I never lived in Florida. I only went there on vacation. When I lived in Virginia, I did reptile rescue. I had my whole backyard set up as like partial sanctuaries for animals that we got in. And in the whole Hampton Roads Tidewater area, they would call me whenever they had a reptile at the ASPCI, or whenever anybody needed somebody that needed to take a reptile. At one point, I had over 100 different reptiles, and I would care for them until we found them a home. Some of them were too sick or needed too much care, so a normal person wouldn't be able to habilitate them and care for them. So we kept them until I moved from Virginia, and then we found them homes when we moved, because they don't travel very well. Annette says her personal libraries of books were all passed down from her great aunt and uncle, who were professors in literature and physical education. That's kind of cool. Elizabeth wants to know, has anyone ever read the book Thief? I don't think I have. Have any of you guys read the book Thief?
No,
It
I
sounds
don't.
really. It sounds familiar.
I've read Alibaba and the 40 Thieves,
Yeah, I read that one too. Um,
Arabian Nights. I've read that, but nothing
yeah, me
called
too.
The Thief. Who's it by? That'd be great. I'd like to know.
Mary says she rescues domestic birds. That's nice. I've rescued a few domestic birds. Now I just rehab animals that get like injured by my animal or by the animals that live close to us. I mean, there's some wild dogs, there's some cats, there's a whole bunch of animals in the woods. A couple years ago, we rescued a vulture, and we took it to the wildlife sanctuary that my daughter and I volunteer at. But it was really hard. People don't realize how fast vultures actually are. Vultures, when they're on the ground, they can run really, really
Oh
fast.
yeah.
So we had to wait for it to get really sick. So it was really slow because they mate for life. So their mates will continue to bring them food even if they're injured and can't fly. And this one broke its wing, so unfortunately it would never be able to be released back into the wild. But when we took it to wildlife sanctuary, they have a huge sanctuary where any animal that can't be released will care for it until it passes away. And it's still there, but I do feel bad for it because it's almost 40 miles from where I live. So I don't think that its mate got to it. And they mate for life, so the poor bird was probably devastated. We've also rescued a few mockingbirds. We've rescued an armadillo. We've rescued a couple possums. Oh, Mary says she has about 50 birds, 16 parakeets in her living room. Oh my, or parrots, not parakeets. So you must have a loud house. I thought mine
Oh,
was loud
May.
with my
You call her Mary. It's May. May West.
May.
May.
Well, I'm blind, okay?
I know. I just reading. I feel like giving you some credit, Stevie Wonder.
I'm blind, okay? Mary, they're close enough. It's just got an R, okay? I'll just take the
She
R
knew
out
who
next
she
time.
was.
And then watch next time she'll be calling you Michelle, and then after Michelle she'll call you Madeline, and then it'll be Melissa. She'll get to me eventually.
I am not the best with names, and I probably shouldn't be the one reading the comments because it is really hard for me to see. Oh, Mary's her middle name. See how intuitive I am?
Yeah. Blame it on your psychic ability. Yeah, just go ahead. Blame it on third eye.
That's tops.
You know me.
Wow, town's busy today. Whoop whoop.
Elizabeth says the book Thief is by Marcus Zusak. I hope I said his name right. About a little girl growing up in Germany during World War II and also involved in the Holocaust. Oh, I like reading books like that.
Oh, me too. Yes, I would love that book.
Oh yeah, we're on YouTube too. You know us. We play the floor. We go all over the place. We got our dancing shoes on and we dance from page to page, to channel to channel. Right, ladies?
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, so I love that books have this great influence on our lives and have lasting memories, and even books can change our mind on things. You know, you read something and such as in the history books, you know, you might just change your mind on something or your opinion changes. I mean,
not only just in history books, even if you read something that is a fictional work, it can change your perspective and view based on characters that you connect with.
Exactly. I think it's wonderful.
I like books because no matter who wrote them and what time they were in, if you read them, that book has influence in modern society.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like little pieces from the past that you get to use and make little puzzles to help you determine what you believe. Oh, you're going to moderate YouTube? Thanks, Liana. Because we all know I'm not good at that. Moderating while we're live, I think the only one that can manage to do all this other crap while we're live is Melanie. So what you guys want to talk about? Anything else on your mind? The solstice was yesterday, no, 2 days ago. It was on the 20th. I had to think of what day it was. Anybody do anything special? I just did a whole bunch of yard work, which I guess is good because it focuses on the sun, the summer solstice, and bringing the abundance in for the crops that will be at the next holiday.
And here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's Yule.
Yes, yes. This was the summer solstice, and Rebecca's on the opposite. So she's at her Yule, which is kind of interesting because here it's where the sun is at its peak, but where Rebecca is, it's where the sun is kind of coming back. It's been cold and desolate for a while, and now the days are finally going to be longer. You're finally going to get that light back in your life.
Yeah, because we're in winter, that's why we're having our Yule, and it just reminds us of the cuddly and the family and the get together. Yule for us is about gathering, is about celebrating, is about knowing that we made it as far as we did, and then honoring those that haven't. So for us, a Yule is about a celebration of coming together, a warmth, a round table. Like you'd carve your turkey at Christmas. It's similar to that.
Now here at Yule, and which is the winter solstice, which is usually the 21st, sometimes the 22nd of December, depending on if it's a leap year. There's also a big focus on light and the light returning from the darkness. Do you guys have that too?
Yeah, we do. We celebrate it. It's not more about the light. I suppose you could say that, because in Aboriginal law, it's accepting of Father Son. So Father Son always provides. So Father Son has gone and done what he needs to do, because we understand that he goes other places over the world. And so the returning of light, we say it a little bit different. It's more of the returning of the sun to long days, to giving us, gracing us, humbling us, showing how powerful he is, I suppose.
Well, that's a lot of that's kind of similar to what it is here. There's a lot of different stories and renditions of the sun, and it's kind of like a power struggle. The sun and the moon at this time are power struggling over who's going to have control of the sky. And the 21st is when the sun actually comes out and moves. There's different variations of the tale depending on who you believe, what gods and goddesses you believe in. But the gist of it is that the sun wins at this time. So the sun comes out and is born again, and then it creates this big light. So now the days are longer. And then when we have the summer solstice, which we just had here recently, it's kind of when the days first begin to get shorter. So it's kind of that same battle that we have around the winter solstice, except it's in reverse. Now they're kind of shifting sides, and the moon's coming over and taking over. The darker the night, the opposite side of that. So I wasn't sure if you guys did it kind of similar.
Yeah, it is. It is, but that's what we sort of mean with Father, because Father is the provider. So over here in Australia, because he is the provider. The Father is a provider. He is, I suppose, not worshipped, but we're grateful. I suppose is the word I'm looking for. We're grateful. You know what I mean? We're grateful that he's come out for longer days to provide us, because we've done the hardship of having a winter and we did good. So he's come back to return to us, and it's that sort of thing. But how interesting culturally. Yeah, how interesting culturally how the stories are so similar. They mean basically the same thing, and I think it's wonderful. Again, see the different variations because we live in different areas. It's a book, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's, of course, just the pagan aspects of the holidays. Christians actually celebrate on the 25th, which is believed to be Jesus's birthday, and that's pretty much where that holiday goes. But there's a lot of different cultures here, because they have people celebrate like Kwanzaa here too, and then you have the Jewish traditions, and there's just a lot of different holidays here in the United States. There's not a lot of people celebrate on the summer solstice here, though. I find that I do, because I believe in balance, but a lot of people kind of skip over it. It's not considered the important holiday. but it's my I like it because then the days start to get shorter here, and where I'm close to the equator, so they won't start to get shorter until the end of August and the beginning of September. But traditionally, if you're not so close to the equator like we are, your days kind of start to go from less hot, which I'm telling you here, they're hot, hot, hot. So less hot is very appreciative right now. Melanie, Rebecca, May says to message her.
Hey?
No.
Okay, there we go. For some reason, my mute button does not want to like unclick. You know what, May? That's so crazy. Get out of my head, May, because I was actually just thinking that I have your chart. Oh crap, it's not plugged in. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna go see if I can.
Well, she said she had to go, so she might not be here anymore. But she said please message her.
What? Well, what is she doing? What?
She said she had to leave. She said, I'm going to run away for now. Sorry, ladies. Life. We, LOL. Love you, everyone.
No,
Mel, PM me the name of the book.
Okay, I will. And
I guess with my blind eyes, I'm the only one that can read the chat. Hee hee hee.
You're using your third eye. You're talking with your brown eye.
Talking with my brown eye.
I said talking with your brown eye. Like talking shit.
Yeah, we've been in 100-degree weather too. We've already hit like 105, and we normally don't get 105 until August. So yeah, July and August are going to be hard here too. I am not looking forward to those days. Not in the least bit. Does anybody have anything else they want us to touch on?
Let's see. What usually goes on in the summertime? Like, I mean, there's always festivals and rallies, and do you do anything special in the summertime during?
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, just recently, I didn't have the chance of going to it this year. They have a local Ren Fair that's a weekend long here in San Antonio, and I usually go to it, but I had to work that weekend, so we weren't able to go. And they have that locally here at a place called Jackson's Ranch. The Highland Games they usually have here coming up, but I don't know if they're going to have them this year with all of the virus and stuff. I know they didn't have them last year, and that was very disappointing. We just got finished with here in San Antonio. They have Fiesta every year. It's a big celebration in the streets. It's not really religious in any nature whatsoever. But people get together. There's lots of food. There's lots of drink. There's lots of things to do. It's just a really good time. And we just got finished with that here. But last year they didn't have it. This year they did, but it wasn't as big as it normally is due to last year's catastrophe with the pandemic. Liana says, Mel is going to visit me in the summer. She needs to meet someone. She does need to meet a lot of people.
Yeah, Jingle Bells. That sounds right. Oh, yes, I do need to go see. I need to go see Liana this morning. Like maybe when. What is it, Sarah?
Oh, Elizabeth, you're planning on moving to Houston? That's not too far from San Antonio, just a couple of hours. That's cool. It's hot down here, though. Are you sure you want to move back? Does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about or want us to touch on?
Yeah. I didn't bring my card, so I can't read right now. You have to wait probably another 15 minutes.
Yeah, we can wait another. We could come up with something to talk about for 15 minutes. Sarah, let's see here with winter solstice. What are some things that are associated with like winter? Like, what should people do during like winter solstice, and what are like maybe some herbs or some flowers or something like that that's really good to do during solstice?
We get naked.
I'm sorry, not winter. I'm sorry, not winter.
We get naked and we dance around a fire in the snow, and then we jump down in the snow and make snow angels. you know, and then, yeah.
The summer solstice, for us on the other side of the world, is generally associated with the sun. So anything bright. So at this time of year, you'd focus on anything really, really, really bright. Marigolds, sunflowers, anything that's ripe in your garden at this time is going to be a good focus point. Anything that's got that orange color, anybody that's got the anything that's got that orange color, that nice yellow color, that nice vibrant. Here in the States, a lot of times we focus on the sun, because the sun is there to help provide for the remainder of our crops. It's there to help them grow and help them move into the harvest season, which will be the next Sabbath that we celebrate here in a couple months. As far as herbs go, anything that is bright and feisty, beeswax, honey. I was going to say bees oil. I'm like, what the heck is that? But anything that is summery, anything that you traditionally think of when you think of summer, wildflowers, anything along that. And definitely, if you want to dance naked by the fire, I don't think anybody's going to stop you. As long as you have a privacy fence, your neighbors might not like it. Shane says the Australian knows Texan traditions, LOL. Naked snow angels. Yeah, I think that's what Rebecca's doing. All right.
Those would be some tiny little snow angels.
Yeah, I know she's a little shorty, right? But I guess small snow angels look better than no snow angels. I know for me, this is a time of year when I focus on staying inside as much as possible, because it's hotter than heck down here. We get extreme weather conditions in Texas, where this year is really, really moist. So it's really humid, but normally it's very, very dry. And when you have a dry heat, it's very hard to tell when you're dehydrated, because you don't pick up on it, because all of the moisture is taken off of you. So you don't really sweat as much. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Oh my goodness. Oh, why? Lots of people are messaging me. Why?
Because they love you.
What was that? Oh yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, why do you love me so much? Just give me a break. No, I love when you guys message me. I'm never too busy to be messaged. My husband will tell you my phone dings 1,000 times a day. Maybe a little more.
Hey, I love naked snow angels, Annette. Shush you.
I don't like the cold. I'd be so scared.
Oh, I love it. It's cool. It makes you feel alive, and your nipples go hard, and you can scratch your name and everything. It's wonderful.
Nope. I can feel alive without touching anything cold. Thank you. Nope. Give me the heating pad and the hot wax. I'm good.
I'm a fire sign, man. You should see the snow. I melt the shit.
Well, I'm a fire sign too, but I don't like the cold.
Come on.
Give me a hot tub out in the cold. I'll go out there. But if I don't have a hot tub, no, I'm not going.
That's what we do, but we get in the hot tub, then we go in the sauna, and then you go in the snow. It's the best.
Oh, no, I don't want that freezing. No, thank you. I'm sure my husband would be up for that, but not me. I'm quite fine without the snow.
Well, some of us are exhibitionists, like.
It never snows in San Antonio, like never. And we got like inches of snow this year that stayed on the ground for days.
You did too. I remember now. That's right.
It was crazy because it doesn't snow like that here. Nobody expected it. I mean, we knew we were going to get snow, but we're expecting the normal snow, which is maybe like 3 flurries. And it was so funny because My kids kept telling me.
You gotta read what your husband wrote. I love Shane.
Well, you ain't ever getting any activities in the snow, thank you.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's a ham, all right. When I don't want to murder him. No, I didn't say that. That's not incriminating. That's all hypothetical. I would never really do it. I love him so much.
That's right. Yeah.
I would never harm a hair on his little body. He picks on me because I found a cup. I want to get it for him. It's like a cup that you would put soup in, okay?
Yeah.
And you drink it all gone, or you eat it all, or whatever you have in it. At the bottom of the cup, it says you've been poisoned. Because he always picks on me. He's like, if I ever die, they should come after you because you probably poisoned my food. I'm like, shut up, I did not. Oh my God. I'm not reading that. Go away. I'm gonna kick you off.
I like, and it goes, at least there's no bugs or snakes in the snow. And I'm thinking to myself, depends on what snake you're talking about, Annette.
Well, read 2 comments down, Rebecca. You see it? Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. We have somebody that has requested a reading.
Okay, I'm nearly there. I've probably got about another 7 minutes if I'm lucky, and then I should be home. So you can start
if they're able to wait like maybe 5 minutes, and then that 5 minutes that'll give, she said 7. So then once we start the reading, and then by the time she gets home,
then
and
by the time she gets there.
okay, so
David,
so we can have like five more minutes of jibber jabber.
But it's going to be about 5 minutes. In the meantime, though, give us your birthday.
I'm going to get book readings. I'm going to do book readings too. So put it up if you want to, Mel, that they can choose between 8 and 97.
Okay. David, we need you to choose a number between 8 and 97 and also your birthday. Okay, we have your birthday, and we will do your reading first as soon as Rebecca gets back home. She had to go pick up her kids from school.
David, aren't you a Virgo?
March 8th, 1988.
Oh, March. Oh, Pisces. Close.
No, you don't have to pay. We do them for donations. So if you have a little extra funds and you want to shoot them our way, that's great, because we have to pay for StreamYard, and we all have bills and stuff we got to pay too. But if not, we do them anyway, and you are welcome to leave us a review either on Jules' page or on our Facebook pages, or just say, hey, we love you, and share a video. We're pretty nonchalant. Okay, and David picked number 42. So when Rebecca gets home, we have all of that information. So if you want a reading and we don't already have your birth date, just tell us you want a reading. If you want it on a specific topic, you'll have to let us know, such as career or financial or a love or whatever. And then we need you to pick a number between 8 and 97 and also jot down your birthday. Oh, I'm not going to read Shane's humor, but maybe Melanie would.
What did Shane say? Shane said, oh, David, you want a relationship reading? Call me a ham because she likes the hog.
Okay, David, I have you written down, and if anybody else wants one, I will take a reading then. Okay, I will write your name down. Just tell me the number you want between 8 and 97, Elizabeth, and your birthday. Do you have Elizabeth's birthday, Melanie?
I believe I have her chart.
Well, then you don't need her birthday.
Nope, I know she's a Cappy.
Okay, we don't need your birthday, Elizabeth. I lied. We already have it, but if you can pick a number between 8 and 97, we will do that book reading for you. Okay. And if anybody else wants them, just keep writing down and we'll go in the order in which we get them. Unless we bounce around. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to kill me. And if you just want like a general reading, then you don't need to tell us, but we'll just instinctively do general. But if you want something more specific, such as financial or love or whatever else you might want, you can go ahead and jot that down and we'll do that. You want a friendship reading? Oh, she wants a friendship reading.
Okay.
Okay, I got that all written down. So as soon as Rebecca gets home, we'll get right on those. And if anybody else wants a reading, just go ahead and write down your info. Say me. And
Oh, Amanda, I just saw that she said mention me in the comments.
who's in the
Amanda
comments?
Kelly just did. Amanda Kelly. I got notification that Amanda Kelly mentioned me in the comments, but I don't see her comment.
I don't see Amanda Kelly. She doesn't have any comments.
I don't see it either. Maybe it's a different. Maybe it's on something else. Yeah.
It must be because I don't see Amanda.
Yeah, I just got the notification for it. Facebook fuckery.
Liana says caps are interesting people. The men are pervs. How do you know that, Liana? How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know?
Do I want to know?
Chestnuts roasting by an open fire.
Black frost nipping at your nose. That's Rebecca currently. Oh, and you guys are in for a special treat tonight. I am using it's not really a vintage deck, but it's pretty old. I'm reading with my deck. I guess anything after 20 years is considered vintage. So I guess it's vintage, but not really antique. So we're good. It is the Universe cards, and they're from 1999. And party like it's 1999. Get a little Backstreet Boys up in here. I used to listen to them when I was in 1999. Capricorns are interesting, Elizabeth says. So we will get these readings done as quickly as we can. Anybody else need one or require one or think they might want one? Just jot your information down. Liana says she's been shocked so many times. I am now immune to it, sort of.
Oh, it's not letting me tag her. Oh, that sucks. Let's see here.
What? It's not letting you tag who?
I'm trying to tag Amanda, but it won't let me tag her in the comments.
Why don't you just send her a link?
I thought I did.
I don't know.
Let's try that again.
Yeah. Maybe you did. I'm not in your message with her. So hard telling. Maybe you did.
Oh yeah, that's right. But the computer wasn't letting me type. It's being weird.
Oh, let's see. Are you almost home, Rebecca?
Yeah, guys, listen, I've just gotten home, but my oldest son has just turned up. Can you forgive me if I just 10 minutes, like if I don't read?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, we can go ahead. We can start without you, and then if you want to jump in, and then pick, and then if you're able to, and then just pick up from and then order from who we start with, and just let's see here.
Okay.
Fine. We will forgive you.
I'm so sorry, but it's just such a surprise, and I don't often get to see him very much,
Yeah, go ahead. Go be with your son. We shall do it without you. Okay, David, we are going to pull for you first. Do you have any astrology advice you're going to give him on his birthday?
Sure, I will do the. I'll give the astrology insight, and then if you want, and then you read a card, and then I'll pull a card after that. So we'll do astrology. You do a card, I do a card, and then we'll wait for Rebecca until later on.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So you were born
actually
on the 8th.
pull one from each of my decks, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Born March 8th, 1988. So you are born during the year of the dragon. That is the Earth dragon. Is it, yeah, or is it Wood dragon? Wood dragon, or is it Earth dragon? I think it's Earth dragon. Damn it. Um, so born on the 8th. That's a very heavy Saturnian ruled day. So with you being a Pisces, I wonder, are you a workaholic by any chance? Or and like making money. And having that being born on a Saturnian born day. A lot of times, you can have a lot of trials and tribulations, like, growing up. Maybe had to grow up a little bit, be a little bit more mature at a very young age. Plus, you being a Pisces, pretty sure your dreams are pretty intense, especially even more intense now that we've got Neptune is transiting in Pisces, and Jupiter just went retrograde 2 days ago in Pisces. So you've got that aspect. Yeah, Jupiter and Neptune there, and then let's see here. Your opposite zodiac sign is Virgo. You being a water sign, you are the fish, the fish that are swimming in two different directions. They usually say that one is high and the other one's dead, or the one's drunk and the other one's stoned. Pisces is the I believe. We are coming out of the age of Pisces because the ages go backwards. So we're coming out of the age of Pisces going into age of Aquarius with the subperiods go forward. So in Aries, Pisces is from the 12th house. It's the 12th zodiac sign. So each of the numbered zodiac signs. So Leo's the 5th, so it'd be 5th house. Scorpio 8th house. So Pisces is the 12th house, and it's co-ruled first by Jupiter and then by Neptune. So Pisces is going to have both its ruling planets in its own its own home sign, and that's 12th house energy. And 12th house is hidden bed pleasures, secret enemies, hidden talents that you may not know you have. Venus is exalted there. Venus, and especially when it comes to artistic expression, Pisces are very, very artistic. Like they can probably have never painted before and pick up a brush and paint. They're usually very musically inclined as well. Also, 12th house is a house for behind the scenes, so like directors, writers, stuff like that. It's a house for 6th house is a house of nonprofit organizations and hospitals, where nonprofit organizations and nurses and people that work in hospitals and policemen and soldiers. The opposite of 6th house is 12th house, which is Pisces, which is it's large animals, because Virgo rules over small animals, and so 12th house is sanctuaries and prisons. So like a warden, somebody works in sanctuary, priest, maybe even like in the hospital. 12th house is also a house for it's a house of loss, but it's also a house of loss in sense of like where you have a loss of money because you have to pay your rent and your car and all that. A lot of planets are actually debilitated there. Mercury's debilitated. Mars, a lot of times when people have Mars in the 12th house or in Pisces, a lot of times they're usually really good for like martial arts. Pisces is is a very heavy sexual water sign because Neptune's very sexual. So it's very sexual. Like it's a different kind of sexual than like Cancer and Scorpio. Like I said, head and bed pleasures. Also, Pisces rules over the feet. A lot of people that have certain some men, well, women too, because I have Venus in Pisces and I have a foot fetish. I love shoes. So people that have like 12th house energy or a lot of Pisces, a lot of times they'll have either really pretty feet or be drawn to feet. Again, it's exalted artistic expression, and a lot of times when it comes to Pisces, if you talk to there was a poll done that most men have all their first love was always a Pisces, and Pisces is known for their lips and kissing. Okay, how's that?
David, are you in a current relationship? I'm thinking yes, based on these cards, but I want to make sure before I read them. Because if not, they have a slightly different meaning. I thought so. The first card I showed you, I pulled for you is this one here. And it is the Black Dwarf card, which symbolizes big changes. Are you having a lot of problems in your relationship? That is what I speculate based on these next cards that I've also pulled for you.
And if your girlfriend's a Aquarius, you're not allowed to dump her. I'm just kidding. Sorry,
this is big changes. There's a lot of conflict going on in your relationship, and I don't think it's you. I think it's a lot of confrontation, and it's almost like you're walking on pins and needles to try to avoid that conflict. And I went ahead and I pulled 2 more cards, which is right here. This is the second one that I pulled for you, which is I don't want to butcher the name of this card. Izanga and Izamam, and no, I knew I would mess up the second one. Izanmi. And it's basically the rebirth and death card, which means one of 2 things. And this isn't set in stone because you haven't made your own personal choice yet. It's either going to be the death of this relationship, or you're going to repair what's there and make it work. If you do that, or leave the relationship, it doesn't really matter. Either one has the potential for success. And that is what this card shows. This is Freya. And she shows that there's wealth. It's as long as you're true to yourself and your own feelings, then you will have success. So you have to really think about the decision that you want to make, because your decision requires you to be true to yourself to get positive results. So you're going to have to do a lot of soul searching and a lot of deep thinking on what choice would be best for you, because you're at like a kind of crossroads where you have a couple different choices, and depending on what you make determines the outcome of the next section. And if you're true to yourself, your own desires, and what you want and need in your life, then it's going to be positive. Obviously, if you just don't listen to yourself, don't listen to your own intuition, it has the potential to be not so good. Okay. Mel, did you pull the card for him?
Yes, and if you give me just a moment here, this is actually very interesting. I'm not even sure. I don't think I've ever pulled something like this in a very, very fucking long ass time. This is actually I need to put my phone up on the mount because I'm gonna show the cards, and this is just not what I was expecting. So if you give me just a moment here, I just gotta mute myself. I'm gonna put my phone on the mount, and then I'm gonna show you your cards, David. Okay? And then 1 sec. Oh, and David, when's her birthday? Do you know her sun sign? If you don't, you're bad boyfriend. Shame on you.
His birthday is
No,
March
her
8th.
birthday. Her birthday.
Oh, her birthday. Sorry, I lied. Your partner's birthday, please. She's a Gemini, June 11th. And 91 was a year. Hopefully that reading touched base with you, David. Mel's going to do hers in just a second.
Oh, yeah, my microphone. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn my microphone on. My microphone's been giving me shit. Okay, so first I pulled
Forgive me.
Four,
It's one time.
can you hear me okay, Sarah?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, so 4 Pentacles. And this is showing, it could be something having to do with money, finances. And then following that, I pulled the Page of Cups reverse. And then after that, and then something just told me to keep pulling, so I did. And Sarah, he pulled all major arcana.
You pulled the Page of Cups reversed?
Yes. With the 4
in relationship,
of Pentacles.
And the Page of Cups reversed in a relationship generally indicates that somebody is not being truthful in the relationship with money and spending it to harm the other person.
Yeah, because the Hierophant is Taurus energy, material things, find access and stuff like that, do like your car, your house, jewelry. And then so then check this out. So then we got the Hierophant, right? And then I got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this is somebody, the Hierophant's like, somebody who, they're usually have their own beliefs and their own, they're it just depends on how you're looking at it. But this is like Taurus energy, but I'm getting that it's having to do, with like also with finances, but also
The Hierophant
No,
is usually the opposite views that are shared by many. So the
yeah,
views are
yep.
what's making the person stand out. So if you
Or,
have these
it could be,
core
or it
values
could be because of this person why things. Maybe this is why there is the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and after the Queen of Pentacles reversed, I got the King of Swords reversed, and after the King of Swords, I got the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, the Strength card,
my God,
Six
just
of
pull every card
Wands,
out of your deck.
and then the Three of Cups reversed. So take us back a couple notches here. There's I'm seeing that there's possibly a couple of different people at play here. So the Queen of Pentacles, that's her. That's somebody who is not grounded into the practicality and the rationality of things. Queen of Pentacles is usually somebody who's like on top of the game, like her finances, and she's stable and she's grounded. This is somebody who's not stable and grounded, who who doesn't have like that firm placement, like mentally and emotionally and all that. So, and then we got the King of Swords. So this show, I think that this King of Swords is you, and you're, basically in your mind, and gotta be careful with communication. Gotta be very careful with communication, because I know that places can pull in that Virgo energy and get wicked with it when it comes to like, verbal like fighting and stuff. But so the King of Swords, so that's it's just the mental state is not at the best, and it could be also having issues with communication. And then I pull the Emperor card, so this is about having get within your power. And the Queen of Swords shows that because Queen of Swords, that's a air sign energy as well. That's Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. This shows that see, I think there's a couple different people involved here. So she is somebody who is strong within her mental intellect, who's very got that alpha type, female energy. And then we got the Strength card, which is Leo. So we've got Leo and Taurus already had popped up. So the Strength card, that's just showing, that's reaffirming that Aries. Oh, we got Aries too, because the Emperor stepping in within your power. But then it shows here too that stepping in within your power is going to be very rewarding for you. It's gonna show a lot of gains and benefits for you as well. And then I got the Three of Cups reversed, showing that there could be a disunion. Hey Tammy, I knew you were gonna pop on.
That's what I got too.
What's it with you water signs with air signs? So you need to take grab your strength with that Leo. You need to pull into your Aries, which is you've pretty much progressed to, because you're a Pisces. You progress through the signs your sun sign does in your chart. And you need to step within your Emperor and stand in your power and your Alpha. Yeah, that was a lot fast. It was rewinding me too.
Yeah,
I was trying to hurry.
Mel kind of takes things a little bit overboard. With her fans, she gets so excited.
But it shows. I think that that there's definitely some support for you. So definitely make a choice. Make a choice for you. You need to be a little bit kind of, I guess, more kind of selfish a little bit on this.
Okay. And if Rebecca gets back before we end this, and this is a book reading for you too, I already have the number, so she will do that if she gets back. Elizabeth is up next, and she wants hers on friendship.
Okay.
I think you already have her birthday and stuff, so.
Yeah. Well, and I just, only thing I have to say for like a Capricorn is Pluto is still there retrograding. Oh yeah, we got Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. Yeah, we just got those 4 planets retrograding. Like 4 is not enough.
I'm shuffling for you, Elizabeth.
All right, so friendship reading. Hold on, I gotta shuffle one more time.
You got my other deck too, so I can pull a card for you with that one as well.
Ooh. Tammy, you might have to go get a shovel. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
There's wild pigs that live across the street from my house, just saying. I'm not quite done shuffling yet. I'm shuffling my second deck. It's hard because one of my decks is kind of like little compared to the other one. The other one's like huge.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I got the Six of Cups, which is about nostalgia. That nostalgia feeling, somebody you kind of go way back, or maybe have some really good memories with, But then I'm showing the World card reverse, so there's not quite there's not an ending, but there's some energies. There's like that are kind of like up in the air because next fall I got the High Priestess card, which is showing trust within your intuition, and then I got the Eight of Cups, which is talking about change, change, different influence. And then I went ahead and I just pulled some little side to say, okay, so what's going on here? And I pulled the Ace of Wands reverse with the Five of Wands, and then I got the Five of Swords, and I don't like that. The Five of Swords is like shit talk and more shit talk, and then like the Five of Wands is like the Five of Wands. Sometimes you could be dealing with somebody who can be a potential enemy. So change. So yeah, that's what I got. What'd you get, Sarah?
With the Universal deck, this is the card that I got, and this card shows transformation. So your friendship started at one point, like over here, and now it's like nowhere near where it started. You used to be very, very, very good friends, but now it's kind of drifted off, and you don't really understand why. Is my understanding of the situation. Second card I pulled is the Tower Escape, which is right here. This card indicates it's beware, careful, danger. There's danger ahead. You should be very, very weary of this particular person with blonde hair. And I pulled the clarifying card too, which is Medusa right here. And she's another card that means unfair, but unfair in the point that processing is not happening in the manner in which it should. And I don't think it's on your end. I think it's on the end of the other party involved. So you have this things being said, things being thought based on situations. And the way that this other person is viewing the situations is contrary to how they actually are, because they don't have all of the facts and they don't have all of the details. So it's making you kind of out to be the bad guy when you're not. I don't know what exactly the situation is, but it definitely is, I think, rather important, or at least it's important to this particular individual. All right. Does anybody else want a reading? And let us know if that touches base with what you've been going through, Elizabeth.
Tammy, is Elizabeth your Cancer, or is she your Capricorn?
Let's wait to see what she says. I've been getting the same information for
you're the Cappy. Okay.
When I do readings too. Well, good. I'm glad that we all are in agreement that we're all right. Pat yourself on the back. You got the information all by yourself. You just needed us to tell you, yeah, your information's right. I know I have problems doing readings on myself too. I don't like doing them. I always think I'm just reading what I want to hear or what I think I see or whatever. I have a lot of problems doing readings on myself.
Yeah, I do readings on myself, and my cards don't say very nice things to me.
No, my
hardly
cards
ever
slap
do.
me in the face when I do them. That you know.
Yeah, they're kind of
And then
mean.
I ask my friends, and their cards slap me in the face. Thanks, Mel. But what are friends good for? Were there any zodiac signs involved? That would be you.
I'm trying to remember what cards. The roll card is Saturnian card. Let's see here. The Six of Cups is a Sun and Scorpio card, but that's just the energies of it. And this, let's see what else. The High Priestess card is a card for the moon. I don't know, is it a water sign by any chance?
Should wait and see. You know, one day I'm going to master my tarot cards giving me the lottery numbers so I can win the Mega Million.
Why don't you just use a pendulum and pick out some numbers? Maybe I should go do that right now.
My pendulum doesn't work that way. It won't tell me. It literally stops.
That's actually not a bad idea. Actually,
It literally stops. If anybody else wants a reading, write it down now. Otherwise, we're probably going to get off here pretty quick. But don't worry, we'll be back later in the week. We need to get doing these more regular because we had a little bit of a following and then we had some health issues come up, and then you got to take a little bit of time off, and then people are like, "Where'd you go?" Elizabeth said, "Oh, I already read that." Elizabeth said, "I'm getting the same information for like a week lately, and I'm still so confused on who it could be, but I do have an idea." Oh, Tammy says it's her. No, I'm just kidding. She says she wants a reading. She wants a business reading. Mel, you have Tammy's info for all that astrology crap, right?
yes, Tammy is a 12th house Taurus sun with the 4th house Virgo moon and a 9 degrees Gemini rising with Mercury. I'm sorry, with Venus and Mars and her first house conjunct in Gemini. And having a Venus in Gemini actually gives you the potential to be rich, to make a lot of money.
Ooh, that would be cool. Well, if you get rich and you give me information, you better share some of it with us. Just saying, that goes in general for anybody. No, I'm just kidding. Night, Liana. It was nice of you to come and hang with us.
Good night, Liana. You'll be dreaming of snow and reindeer.
But don't send the snow my way because I don't like the cold. And whoever's sending all this rain, please take it back.
Okay, I don't want to I pass on this. I'm not going to say what the cards are.
I'll tell you what mine say.
Oh boy, oh boy. Tammy. Moody cakes. Oh boy.
I just gotta shuffle my other deck to pull the clarifying card.
I'm gonna grab my other deck and I'm gonna see if it's anything similar.
Okay. Let me pull for here.
Yeah, these ones weren't so all that great either.
I don't think you're going to be particularly happy with this reading as a financial, but it's really not that bad. The first card that I pulled for you was the solar systems, right here. And this is in my with my universe deck. This card tells you what you need to be focusing on is not financial. It is family. your family's not going to be there forever. You're not going to be as close as you are now. So right now is not the time to make large financial decisions. It's not the time to change gears. It's the time to just push through and get the bare minimum that you are able to survive, because things in your life right now need more attention than your business aspects of your life. A second card I pulled for you is the Hallowed. And this card shows completion of a chapter of your life. And until you complete it, you need to have that dedication. And I think that completion is family. You are not going to excel in your business life until you're much older. The lady in this card is much older. The lady in this card doesn't have children living at home. She doesn't have children that are very close to her. So your best course of action would be to focus on the home front at this time and go back to business in a little while. The last card I pulled for you is Destiny. And this card is basically saying unchanging, and that's in referring to your financial situation. It's not going to get any worse than it is now, but it's not going to get any better. It's going to be unchanged. It's going to be enough to have what you need, and not going to get past that point for a little while. You need to change your focus from financial, though. That is very heavy in this reading.
All right.
Tammy says,
So-
throw those back. Throw those back too.
Well, I got the priestess card reversed, so it's like this is just showing, you're just like unsure of what to do, you're not sure, like you're not it's not, you're just basically, you're reaching out because you're not sure, with your intuition, what your intuition is trying to tell you.
And the priestess card can also mean, the priestess card in the reverse position can also mean to reach out for additional information from somebody that may have more than yourself, not readers, but somebody in that financial field, somebody in whatever endeavor you're attempting to go in or break through to.
Right, somebody that can give you guidance where you can't get the guidance from yourself. Now, next I got the Tower card reversed, and that's just showing some stuck energy. Because next I got the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, this is you. This is somebody who is very dynamic, very creative, very very powerful, very much in that essence is very very skillful, very action orientated. But then I pulled the Six of Discs reverse, and that's not success. That's like things right there are being kind of stagnant, kind of being just held off for a moment. Because after that, I got the Wheel of Fortune reversed with the Knight of Discs, and the Knight of Discs wasn't reversed, but maybe this Knight of Discs, and the Disc is Earth. That's Earth energy. That's like Pentacles. It's like maybe need to speak with somebody who is financially intellectual, that can give you that guidance. And then I went to the other deck and thought, maybe I should try a different deck. Maybe they can say something different. Nope. I got the Ace of Pentacles reversed with the Eight of Pentacles, and then I got the Ten of Cups reversed. And the Ten of Cups, that is the happily ever after family. That is the card for family and everything. And I got it reversed. And this Eight of Pentacles here, it's with the Ace of Pentacles. Basically, it's just saying things are kind of like at a standstill. But when the time is right, that being able to make that money will be there. But when it's time to do it, to get into that. So it's not a door closing. It's just a door that you just can't go through just yet.
Yeah. Tammy, yeah, stable, but I don't think you're content with that. I think you're kind of pushing and wanting for more. You've been semi-stable for a while, and I feel like you want more. It's not going to give you that.
She's very much an entrepreneur, and she's very talented in many different areas. She can literally if she can clone herself, she can open up her own little mall, basically. Like you need like a little plaza where you can, But yeah, she's very versatile. She's Gemini rising with that Taurus 12th house sun. She's very versatile, very artistic, very, and plus being a Taurus, Taurus, they know their shit.
Yeah, my sister's a Taurus.
Yeah, and they're usually very good about money and all of that. They're usually like right on the ball.
My sister can be a jerk though, so I told her Gemini, I told her instead of being a Taurus, her sign should have been an ass. That's what I used to say when I was little.
The Hermit card, Virgo, so going within. So yeah, and then the Temperance card, so being strong within your energies and just being able to see the bigger picture of things.
That's funny, Tammy. Tammy says she can be an asshole, so she gets it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, my sister can be vicious. She's a lawyer by trade, so a little vicious. Does anybody else want to read them before we get off of here?
Well, since Leon or not Liana, Rebecca had to leave us. And I know that you had pulled from 2 decks. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a quick card for David. David, I got Purity. So this is a card just let you know that just be pure within your energies, and and whatever you do, do it with don't think it's anything bad, and to remember that the purity of your heart and your energies and everything are very important to you. And then I'm gonna pull for Elizabeth. Let me do a hard shuffle. All right, so Elizabeth, we've got innocence. So, out of somebody, maybe check to see if maybe the person you think it could be somebody that you do go back to that you've known for a while, that you have have a more of a longer history with. But innocence is it's just reminding you to stay within those useful energies, and to how do I put this into words? Don't do anything dirty. She's like not innocent at all. Yeah. Don't do anything dirty. And one sign that definitely get somebody back, and you don't want them getting you is Capricorn, because well, you do not want to piss off a Cap. You don't want to piss off an Earth sign at all. But oh yeah.
How about me? I'm innocent. I never do anything evil.
Cards are just flying all in the boobs. All right, and then I'll do Tammy. Oh, Tammy got choices. So yeah, I got a lot of choices to make. Make them soon. And let's see, Annette. I'm gonna pull for Annette. Annette's
Yeah,
in the
but her
audience
choices
listening.
are not regarding. Her choices are not regarding financial.
Yeah. So yeah, so basically making the right choice in the right direction. To be Annette, I got listening. So listen. Listening. There's something that I guess there's a message out there. Somebody's trying to inform you of something. So pay attention.
I need so many cards for Annette. Is Annette still here?
Yeah, she should be here.
Annette, I'll pull a card for you.
And for Shane, I got perception.
You're pulling a card for Shane?
Yeah, but perception. So this one is about perception. So it's like pay attention to your perception, but also seeing things from other perceptions. And
perception.
I'm just gonna put that right back in
there. You don't say.
My bad.
I hope he's still here watching that. I'm pulling cards for you now, Annette. I'm just shuffling. It's funny that you pulled perception, Melanie. We were just having a conversation all about perception. Just earlier today. Ooh, this is a good card, Annette. The first card I pull for you is this. It's stability. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Just means your life is going stable. You don't really have any huge conflicts. You kind of stay in the middle ground. Kind of the same as it was yesterday. It will probably be very similar tomorrow. Just day in, day out, stability. Nothing really notable. Whoa, this card just fell out at me. Siren Song. I like this one too. This card is the one that just fell out at me, so you get that one. Creativity. I guess the stability is kind of getting to you a little bit. Because the Siren Song jumped out for me, and usually she pops out when there is a little bit of I don't want to say negative. I just want to say when you're a little bit anxious, when you need something else to do, when you kind of feel like something's missing. So you kind of got to go searching to kind of find something that fills that void, kind of think outside the box and be a little bit more creative. And that's what that card is telling you to do. Be more creative. Do something, find a hobby, start a new hobby, pick up where you left off with an old hobby. It's all about working your mind and making yourself in a more mutually agreeable situation. That's funny, Shane. Shane, did you see what Shane said, Melanie? He said, I see their side. They're just wrong. See, that's kind of stuff I have to deal with. Hi, Rose. I didn't know you were on. Well, I posted in Reader Chat and Jules group. You didn't check your messages. No, I'm just kidding. We're happy to have you here. We are just about finishing up unless anybody else wants a reading. If you want a reading, then you better tell us now because we're going to jump off in a minute.
Oh, you are welcome. And hello, Rose.
Did you see what Shane said? Did you see that nonsense?
Yes, I did.
Ay, ay, ay. See what I have to live with?
Hey, you just had to marry a Leo.
Well, I should not have. No, I'm just kidding. I
With
love
an
him.
Aquarian moon.
I'm just kidding. I love Shane. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, we're pretty good, Rose. Not too bad. Rebecca had to jump off because her son came by for a visit and she doesn't get to see him a whole lot. So she jumped off to talk to him real quick. So we are just.
He's a nice looking, he's a good looking guy.
So if you want a reading, request now before we hop off of here. Otherwise, we'll forever be waiting for a reading until the next time around.
Rose. I think that's probably it. I think we got, yeah. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Very much for coming to hang with us. Hopefully you enjoyed your stay. We enjoyed having you here. As always, and we can see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, lovies.